Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I hope you enjoy the reading. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. Okay, so you have a general theme in your chart this month, which is very watery. You are a water sign in any case, but it's really quite pronounced at this time in your chart. So this really, the overriding emotion at this time is high emotion, but also about going within and accessing your own particular intuitions, your gut feelings, your emotions and your intuitions and so on. There seems to be again an overriding theme that something is not clear at this time, or you're just not getting to the truth of any sort of situation. It comes up again and again, and it's in various aspects of your chart, so just bear that in mind going forward. With the first house, the first house is everything to do with yourself, your physical body, your vitality, your energy levels. It's also your personal independence, how you're making your way through the world, your personal, your own self-oriented interests, and it's also your appearance. So how you view yourself, but also how others view you. So what they see when they see you. So it's your impressions, the impressions that you make on others, your personality, and your observable characteristics. So with Cancer, I feel coming in, this is going to have an effect essentially on your emotional body. So you're going to be feeling quite sensitive. There's going to be high emotion. You may even be moody at this time. Your habits, you may be looking at your habits at this time. Perhaps you're wanting to make a few changes, or you want to improve something, or you want to let go of a few habits. But whatever it is, all of these aspects are coming in for you. You may be feeling quite vulnerable at this time as well. Perhaps there's certain issues that are going on that is making you feel like that. Your protective nature could also be activated in some way. So this is the caring, protective nature for yourself and for possibly for others as well. So your food and your diet and how you nurture yourself and how you nurture others is all going to be very important at this time. So there's cycles indicated with this because it's ruled by the moon. So cycles are prominent at this time, whether this is cycles in health, if you're a female, your female cycles. It could also just be cycles that you're going through at this time in different aspects of your life. You could also be receiving psychic impressions or just psychic awareness at this time, because that is indicated with this card. All female issues, how females get on, and all feminine issues come in. So birthing, the female body, lots of different things can come in. So there may be a strong influence with that as well, either with yourself or somebody that you're very close to at this time. But also you may need to, at this time, I feel, spend some time alone to withdraw. Cancer is ruled by, is the crab is the animal associated with this, and that goes into its shell when it feels it needs to. So perhaps you need to do that periodically, just to center yourself, to get control of your moods, to get control of what is going on in your environment, just to center yourself and to feel good, and to just do a bit of self-reflection and process a lot of what is going on at this time. You may also be dealing with domestic issues of some kind. So this is in your home, domestic issues. Perhaps it's females getting on in your home life and so on. You could be feeling a bit crabby or displaying crabby behavior. You could also be grappling with the past. Some issues from the past may be coming up, or just you're reflecting back on that. That's fine to do that, but just don't live there. You need to trust your feelings at this time, but you also need to build resilience. That's one thing about Cancerians; they're very resilient. If none of that is applying for you, it could also be that you are activating a really deep imaginative side of yourself, a creative side of yourself. So writing, art, music, all of these things come in, or just nurturing in general for yourself, but also but through nurturing your creative pursuits, that could also be coming in for you. Then in the second house, we have another water card. The second house is your house of income, how your money, what money is coming in for you, how you earn your income. It's also the house of self-worth. which is often tied to that. But it's your self-worth, and it's also your value systems. So value, what you value in yourself, what you value in others, your possessions, all forms of ownership, land, real estate, property, anything to do with that, all possessions really. So with the Neptune sacrifice card coming in, it may be that you need to make a few sacrifices at this time for the greater good. It's usually ego related in some way. Perhaps you are going after what you want and not necessarily what you need. So just be aware of that. It's one of the aspects of this card. The second house is associated with your 8th house, which is your big finance. So the two are related. Both of them are governed by water cards. And that one, the 8th house is Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces. So you've got a very strong water element going on. So a lot of what applies in the 2nd house is going to apply in the 8th house as well. So I feel that you need to just examine your finances or your income, what's going on there. There may be something that's not quite right and you need to address it. Or you need to streamline in some way. With this card, you may also just need to avoid losing sight of your boundaries. If there is confusion or uncertainty at this time, or even deception going on, just don't lose sight of your boundaries and what it is that you're aiming for. Keep yourself, together, because you could be taken advantage of at this time, or you could just be drawn into other circumstances and lose yourself a little bit. So just be careful. Draw your boundaries in. Make sure that you are clear about what you want. Work on being clear and upfront with the people that you're dealing with in this house, and clear and upfront with what you want and what is happening. Some things just may be unclear, or there are illusions in place which don't serve you. So like rose-tinted spectacles. You need to avoid a victim mentality at this time as well, or any kind of actions which are going to lead to self-undoing or self-sabotage, because that can come in with this card as well. So all of these things are just things to be aware of. But I do feel it's about getting clear about what you want, and getting clear about your own self-worth and your values. Another water card. This is in your 3rd house. This is the house of communication, all forms of communication. So this is, this can be with people in general, with crowds, with, with the public. It can also be with certain family members. So this will be cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings, and also neighbors can come in on this. So with this card coming in, your 3rd house deals with, as I said, all forms of communication. So written, verbal, body language. This house also rules documents and contracts of all kinds, because it's written, right? So this house also deals with short trips, local journeys, and because it's water and you've got so much water in your chart, it's going to be very beneficial for you at this time to be taking trips to local bodies of water. So this could be the ocean or lakes or rivers or dams, wherever there's a body of water and it's a restful place for you to be. Perhaps go there and just retreat a bit and get yourself together. With this card, you're going to be doing a lot of inner processing at this time. So you need to follow your intuition. You need to go with the flow, let matters flow, go with the current for now, okay, in this house. So you may just not be as communicative as you have been, or you may not be just expressing yourself as you have been. But do not let others take advantage of you or your compassionate nature at this time. Okay, you may have low energy. As I said, it's a good time to withdraw. This has come up a couple of times now. It's a good time to withdraw, gather your resources, rest a while, gain your strength. This is a pause period before action. So you may also need to work alone or in privacy at this time, and just avoid any dramas around you. Don't get pulled into other people's issues, okay? There's a lot of inner processing, so just bear that in mind when you are communicating with others. You just may need a bit of time to process and to actually come to your own conclusions, and also, as I said, follow your intuition and your gut feels at this time. It's really strongly pronounced this month. Then in the 4th house, we have Sun Spirit. So this is a lovely card coming in for you. I feel this is going to be a very supportive place for you in your chart. Your 4th house is your house of home. So your home life, your actual physical home, the bricks and mortar, or the place that you're currently residing in. It's also the atmosphere in the home and the people in your home. And it's also your relationship to your foundation, your roots, your ancestry, your ethnic identity, your family. And they may be very supportive of you at this time, or you could be involved in something at this time. But whatever it is, your home and your home base must be a source of support for you at this time, where you can spend time perhaps just going within. This card is very, very supportive. It's a beautiful card to be having. It's basically saying enjoy your home and your home life. Put your spirit and personality into this area. Bring color and warmth and radiance into your home life, whether this is through the people that you're associating with, or through perhaps color schemes, or you want to revamp it in some way. Whatever you're going to do, whatever this warmth and color and joyfulness that you're going to bring in is going to enhance your vitality and well-being, and that's the aim of this card, to enhance your vitality and well-being. So whether you're bringing this in or you're actually making changes in your home to bring it in, whichever works for you. This card brings in strength and power, confidence. Children or in some way are indicated with this card, so whether you've got children in your home or you're going to be interacting with them in some way. It brings in laughter and happiness, and also leadership. So you may be needing to take leadership in some way within your home environment. Or as I said, it could be to do with your family, your roots, your foundation, or your ancestry. There's some supportive aspect coming in there for you, or you need to bring that in and beam that out, because this really is a beaming card. This is your spirit, your deep internal self coming out, your own personal radiance, your own personal brand, and your joyfulness. Then in the 5th house, we have Chiron healing. The 5th house is the house of creativity, your creativity. It's also the house of children. It's the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So whether this is fun, happy activities, or creative activities, or sporting activities, whatever activities that are recreational for you at this time. So with this card coming in, it's doing exactly what it's saying, bringing in healing for you. But it's healing required in order to move you forward. So you may have in this house some old sort of painful issues or circumstances which are reoccurring or coming up for you to look at again. It could be just some old memory, or some some issue from perhaps it's a sport that you've been going through, or some kind of club activity or an activity that you've been involved in. It could be an old love affair, or it could be a current love affair, or it could be something to do with your children. Some issue has come up, and this has come up before, but it will keep reoccurring until you deal with it. So basically what it's asking you to do is to pull this issue out, hold it up to the light, examine it, and see what place it has had in your life. What is the reason for it to be there? What was the role it has played in your life? And then once you start to see the role it has played in your life, good or bad, however you want to look at it, you must accept it, accept the lesson that's been in there, and then release it. So it's a form of understanding, because once you bring it into the light and you accept it and you acknowledge its presence in your life, then you can work with it and release it, and you get healing. There's also, with this coming in, mind, body, and spirit issues coming in that require healing. Natural alternative healing methods and modalities and remedies and all of those sorts of things are highly indicated with this card. So explore a little bit, go in depth into it. It could also be an interest of yours, and therefore you're joining activities or groups or some kind of club even, where you're learning more about that, or you may need to bring it in for your children. Perhaps your children are grappling with certain issues and you need to do a bit of research and look at that. So all natural alternative health medicines as well come in. There's learning, there's research, there's study, there's teaching involved in that, there's writing, there's publishing. So it could be a creative interest of yours. Perhaps you're being drawn in some way, or you need to bring it in, as I said, for your in your love interest or in your children, or perhaps your children are going into this in some way and learning more. Nature and spending time in nature is highly indicated with this card. So all natural things. So, perhaps join an activity where you spend time in nature, whether it's a hiking group or some kind of activity which is going to take you into nature. Perhaps you could be looking at different types of plants and their healing abilities and so on. So there's lots of ways that can come in for you. Or, as I said, it could just be the reoccurrence of old issues or things that are coming up for you to examine and look at now to release. You could also be at some point visiting a hospital or a clinic. This could be an unexpected thing, and you now visiting that on behalf of yourself or somebody that you're associated with, and it could be an unexpected thing. Perhaps have an accident and you're now going to a hospital with them, and it's your experiences there and your understanding of what is going on in relation to that. Then in the 6th house we have Gemini. I think your 6th house is your house of work colleagues, workplace, your work routines, mastery of your particular craft, whatever that may be. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets. So with this card coming in, you may have to explain yourself in some way in this house. It's asking you to be quick-witted, to use your humor. All communication is very, very important at this time. So this is all forms of communication. Your words are particularly going to be important. So be very careful what you say and do in this house. Think before you speak. You may need to pay attention to certain things that are going on in this house. You don't want to be distracted or lose track of what you're doing, or starting things and then not finishing them. That can happen in this house with this card as well. You may be receiving messages, or you're giving messages outwards, or you may be hearing about gossip, or gossip is prevalent in your workplace. Be careful with that. As I said, watch your words and your actions. You're writing documents, or writing in some way, editing, multitasking. All of these are coming in for you in this with this card. You could also be in two minds about things. Maybe a decision that's pending. You could also, with this card, come across as, if you're talking too much, you could come across as glib or argumentative. So just be aware of that. Talking too much, expressing, going into too much verbal detail. Be aware of that. Boredom may come in, restlessness may come in, getting distracted, fickle behavior. If it's not you, then you may be seeing it in your workplace. That could be coming in for you. You could also be talked about, or you are talking about others with this card. Also, technology may be coming into your workplace, or to do with health and diet. Perhaps you are harnessing that to understand things better. But this technology is possibly an upgrade for you in your workplace. You may perhaps have a new learning system coming in. But learning new things and mastering new things is indicated with this. So is retail and selling things. When it comes to your health and diet, your hands, your fingers are indicated, the spinal cord is indicated, and that could be a chiropractic appointment that is required, or some kind of issue to do with that, because that came up in your 5th house with Chiron. Chiron does rule chiropractic as well. Also nervous conditions, because with a lot of talking and a lot of action and a lot of chit-chat and a lot of explaining, sometimes you can run yourself into the ground, burning the candle at both ends, or a lot of nervous energy. Just be aware of that at this time with your health and your diet as well. Then in the 7th house we have fire element desire. The 7th house is the house of relationships, close personal relationships, one-on-one relationships. So this can be a love relationship, or it could be a partnership, a business partnership, or it could be a relationship with some other person, close personal one-on-one at this time. So with this card coming in, you could have a compelling attraction which becomes more serious, because it's 7th house. 5th house is the love affair, 7th house is the commitment. Okay, there could be a lot of spontaneity going on in this house. Passion has been sort of stoked up, desire, so passion, desire. You may also be harnessing courage and honesty. Perhaps you're going after somebody to make a commitment, or you're gathering the courage to make a commitment, or it could just be that you're bringing this into your relationship now. Honesty is required. Strength is going to be coming in for you. You may just be fired up about this connection. You'll need to get clear, to get up front with somebody, possibly in the relationship or business partnership. This card also brings in clearing the landscape. So it's like a scorched earth policy in order to make a fresh start. So planting new things comes in. There could be rapid changes in this house as well. There's new growth. There's transformation. You could receive a wake-up call or a sudden realization. Perhaps you suddenly realize something about your partner, that this really is the one for you, or that how you need to move forward in your relationship, or perhaps a peer of you have been grappling with something and you get a sudden realization now which moves you forward. But it's a new perspective, whichever way you look at it, a new perspective is coming in for you. You may be having a bit of a challenge in this house as well. There could be your ego or somebody else's ego which is coming in. So you may need to just protect your interests at this time, or go after what you want, or put your stamp on something as well. Then in the 8th house, we have Pisces, I believe. So as I said, the 8th house is connected to your 2nd house. The 2nd house is your income, your money coming in, self-worth and values. And your 8th house is the house of your big money, your big finance. So it's accounting, banking, investments, inheritances, insurances, taxes, and all kinds of big money, trusts as well. That sort of thing comes in. It's also about handling other people's money. So this could be a profession for you, or you're doing it on behalf of somebody else. It's also the house of the deeper commitment between partners. So whether this is a love partnership or a business partnership. So it's the merging of yourselves into a committed relationship. It's the merging of your financial and your emotional resources. In a love partnership, it's the sexual commitment between you, the deeper sexual issues. But it's everything to do around that. So it's the merging of your finances, your material resources, and your emotions. So it's also, with this card coming in, as I said, there seems to be an issue around getting clear on certain things. So the search for the truth, or uncovering things, or getting clear about the way forward, or how things are going to work. So there's definitely some kind of issue around that, and setting your boundaries as well. You must have clear boundaries. Sort things out, okay? Don't get pulled under by other people's complexities as well. Issues may be clouded or uncertain or unclear. There could be covert things going on. There could even be deception. But you want to be clear, you want to be upfront, and you want to be certain about what is going on. This card can also bring in just issues with faith and trust, all right? So whether this is self-belief, belief in your dreams, or what you're creating together, and it's also belief in the partnership that you're trying to create as well. So it could just be that you need to harness that at this time. You could be feeling quite inspired at the moment, sensitive. Ideas from the past could be coming up for you to work on. So as I said, all of these issues could be coming in, but it seems to be a general theme about getting clear and working your way forward with things, and setting your boundaries and making sure that everything is in place. And then after that, faith and trust. In the 9th house, we have Pluto transformation. 9th house is quite a broad house. It covers a variety of things. It's usually your interaction with the world in some way. So all things international, all things foreign, whether it's foreign people, foreign ideas, foreign concepts, foreign belief systems, foreign studies, foreign beliefs of all kinds, all right? Or just foreign people, mixing with foreign people, import, export, foreign businesses. All of that comes in. It's adventure, it's exploration. So this could be tied in with your own personal adventure and exploration, or it could be tied to international travel. It's also the further education and study element. So this is university level education. So you could be studying something or going to study something. It's also adult education. It's also philosophy, religion, belief systems of all kinds. The law and the higher courts also come into this house. It's also about teaching, publishing, and promotional work of all kinds. It's about gaining wisdom in various ways in all of those areas. And it's also your relationship to your in-laws, if you have any. Okay, so the search for meaning is really about what this card, this house brings in. So now with Pluto transformation, there's some kind of element in this which is changing. So something is transforming. There's an ending and a beginning, or a new way coming in. A new way is approaching. Something old and familiar falls away to make room for something new. Okay, that's coming into this house. There could also be regeneration of some kind. So something that was existing has kind of fallen away or changed or died off, and now something new comes out of that. This card can also bring in something from the past. Something from the past is not what you thought it was, not what you thought it was originally. So something has changed, and it could be a little bit of a disappointment in there for you. So you're now seeing something for really what it is, okay? With this card, be careful with finances, taxes, legacies, inheritances, things like that. And if you're traveling overseas to see to inherit an inheritance or to deal with that, or you're traveling overseas and you've got tax issues, be very careful with this card coming in, because there could be massive penalties or some kind of upheaval around that. This card can dig up things from the past as well, or things that are hidden or unknown. They could come up to be dealt with at this time. This card deals with all things to do with power issues, also sex, death, and rebirth. And these are all symbolic issues, okay? So in the 9th house, it could necessarily be a rebirth of something, an idea or a business or some kind of idea that you've had. It could also be the death of something, as I said, the death of something and something new coming out of that. And it could also be to do with inheritances or traveling to deal with something, and it could be money related as well. Then in the 10th house, we have Saturn return age. 10th house is the house of career, fame, reputation, public status. And it's also the house of authority figures, and this is very much related to that. Saturn rules the 10th house normally anyway. So it's very much in its own house. So these issues are going to be highly indicated right now. So with Saturn return, it takes 29 years to travel around the zodiac. So this is implying a return. So this is an age issue. This is wisdom. This is understanding coming to you now. So you could be looking back at something and realizing that you have a much better understanding of something that you looked at a year ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or however long it's taken you to look at that again. So this is about gaining wisdom and understanding and applying that now going forward. All right. So it's a new perspective. You will have a better perspective. You will have more knowledge now, and you can apply that. You could also feel, if you're older, you could also feel that you're running out of time, and that you perhaps have not handled your time as wisely as you should have. So those feelings may come in for you depending on where you are and at what stage you are in your life. So you could also be you could also be wondering what has stood the test of time for you. So look at that. What has stood the test of time for you? Take stock. Take a realistic view of all of the aspects of the 10th house, your career and your fame and your reputation, your public status. What has worked for you, what hasn't? Take stock. Take a realistic view. The streamlining may be required. This card is also about taking responsibility for your own dreams and goals. So perhaps you put those aside in favor of other people. And now this is coming back to you to say you must take responsibility for your own dreams and goals and put them into place. And it's going to take work and time to reach those. So you need to start on that ASAP. This card can also bring in correction. So correction of something. Perhaps you started on a course a long time ago. You've now realized that it hasn't actually worked, or aspects of it haven't worked for you. So now you need to correct your course. You could be striving for the next level of what it is that you have been working on in your past. So this is where you bring in your wisdom and your understanding, and you're now going to apply that to take you to the next level. Any achievement that you come to at this time, any achievement that you make at this time will be solid and will be successful for you, but you've just got to keep at it and keep working at it to gain momentum. In some cases, putting the past behind you is required with this card. Age issues may be coming up. So you may be looking at age issues, your retirement, where you are going to be in 10 years' time, 20 years' time, and so on. You could just be feeling your age. You could be feeling the weight of your years, or just be feeling that you need to take a mature approach to certain things, or you are reaching maturity in some way. December and January often comes up with this card as a sort of a turning point or some kind of sort of signpost for you. Then in the 11th house, we have Saturn Truth, yet another Saturn card coming in. So, yeah, so this is, again, it's a realistic view that you need to take. The 11th house is the house of friendships. It's the house of your personal hopes and dreams and your wishes and your own sort of hobbies and interests. It's also the house of networking and groups of all kinds. So whatever group you're a member of, whether it's a society or an association or an online group or a sporting club, book club, whatever. It's you in a group association with others. It could even be a group of companies, okay? So all your networking and your contacts associated with that, harnessing all of those abilities. But this is primarily the house of friendship as well, and your hopes and your dreams. So possibly following on from your 10th house, which is career related and moving forward, and authority figures in your life. You may have an authority figure who's coming into your life to assist you at this time, to bring wisdom and to bring in knowledge. And that could happen in your 10th house of career, and it kind of comes over into your contacts or your friendships even. Somebody that you need just at the right time who comes in to advise you or help you at some time. This is somebody older, more experienced, and so on. But it's also about taking a realistic view. So looking at what is working for you and what is not. Anything that is not solid will fall away or will be shaky. So this is about make it or break it with this card. You need to face whatever needs to be faced in this house. It could be that you have you need to streamline your friendships, or you may be just a friendship that you're going through a tough time with them at the moment, or they are going through a tough time and you are there at the coalface with them. So there's something to do with friendships there. Perhaps they're long-standing friendships. Perhaps you're needing to face certain issues in there, or it could be within your contacts and your networking, or your abilities and the groups that you've been a member of, or your societies and so on. Perhaps you've outgrown them, or perhaps they're not serving you very well at the moment. This card also brings in rules and fairness and karma. So think about that and how you can apply that in this house. It's also about striving for better, making better connections or stronger connections, or work on what is working for you. You may need to fine-tune what is working for you and really sort of work at it for the long term. As I said, you may be going through a tough time with somebody as a friendship, or you're going through a tough time and your friends are rallying around you. But a mature outlook needs to be taken at this time, a realistic view. This card requires focus and patience. With the 12th house, we have the Moon Soul card coming in. This, again, is another water card coming in for you. Your 12th house is the house of the unconscious, your unconscious drives and motivations, what is going on under the surface with you. It's your spiritual life. It's your time when you need to reflect. You go to your 12th house, so withdrawal, solitude, and so on. It's also the house of meditation, your mysticism and your healing. It's also the house of escapism and addictions of all kinds. So when you want to escape or you take it to the nth degree, it's usually a 12th house issue. It's also the house of service. So this is service to others. It could be a profession of yours, and you're working in that, or you're wanting to change into a profession of that somehow, but it could just be a caring profession or some kind of caring aspect which you are bringing into your life. It's also the house of karmic lessons. Okay, so this house also brings in sort of your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So this could be hospitals, museums, libraries, universities, even prisons. So it did come up earlier that you may be going into an institution of some kind, like a hospital, with a friend or somebody that you know, or you're going there yourself for something. It's your experiences there, what you learn there. So now with the Moon and Soul card coming in, I feel that, again, this is about you trusting your gut feelings and your instincts. Also your dreams and your imaginative, downloads, whatever you're getting. Look at those, examine those, bear those in mind. You're going to be feeling emotional and sensitive at this time. Shyness could be coming in. Perhaps these are issues you need to look at in yourself to address. Your habits and your moods are all under the microscope, and all are reflective of your deeper self, your unconscious self. So look at your habits, your moods. Perhaps there's some overhauls that are required there, or you just need to manage those or change them up. This card also brings in cycles of all kinds. Perhaps these are all attached to female things, mothers, grandmothers, or just your own female issues. Perhaps if you are a female, perhaps they're going through, or perhaps you're associated with somebody in a partnership or a love partner, and they're going through female issues. There could be birthing, pregnancy, all kinds of things coming up with that, or it's related to a mother or a grandmother. All things female come up with this card as well. It could also be that you're needing to deal with addictions of some kind, or somebody that's close to you is going through that at this time. And this is where the healing and the hospitals, or the clinics, or the natural remedies and so on, which I've already mentioned, are coming in. Natural therapies and so on may be coming in for you at this time. So it's your experiences with this. Also, some things may also not be clear in this house. Again, this is coming up. Something may be foggy. Perhaps you can't get to the truth of an issue. Something is not clear within yourself or within your surroundings, and that needs to be cleared up. You need to really address that. On a more practical note, this card can bring in everything to do with the arts. So all sort of artistic endeavors are indicated with this card, and also working in the helping professions, or being busy in the helping professions of all kinds. Very highly indicated, because this is the house of service as well. So that may be coming in for you right now. Okay, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed that. Looks like an action-packed month for you, but also some quiet periods of reflection required right now. Very beneficial for you at this time. So please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, and have a great month, and take care, and I will see you next time.